Superman, or Superman the movie, whichever title you want to go with, is the story, or I should say the origin of Superman, played by Christopher Reeve, including his infancy as Kal-El of Krypton, and it also explores his youthful years in the town of Smallville, disguised as a mild-mannered reporter. Clark Kent. In the disposition of Metropolis, he develops a romance with Lois Lane, played by Margot Kidder, while battling the villainous Lex Luthor, played by Gene Hackman. Oh my god. Before we get into the review, I just wanted to say, this is the movie that I was born with. Like, oh, I wasn't born in the 70s. But what I mean was that Superman, it was like, of course, Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man is like on everyone's top 5 greatest, it's like the top 3 greatest superheroes of all time, of history, because they're so iconic. Whether you're a comic book fan or not, you have to know, you know who they are, you have heard it or seen the movies, but, and, they're everywhere. So I remember when this, like I said, when this movie came out, I wasn't born. I was born in 2000. This movie came out in 1978. But when I did see it, I remember when I was a little kid. Oh my God! I wore my my dad's towel, and I wrapped it around my neck, and I pretended I was a baby Max. I wrapped my dad's towel around my neck, and I was flying, quote unquote, around the inside of my home. I was like, it was this, and also the soundtrack. Oh my God, the score of this movie. Composed by John Williams. John Williams is like my favorite. Like, he's like on my top 5 best composers of all time for movies. And he's done it once again. The scene is the score is so iconic, and it screams out Superman to me. I remember, I'm not gonna start singing the score, but oh man, I love this movie. I love this movie so freaking much. So not many people know, and I didn't know, and myself included, that this was the most expensive film made. Back at its time, it was, critics loved it. It made a lot of money, and it won. It was nominated, and it won a lot of awards. And this movie left a legacy that impacted a lot of fans. So the movie starts off, and we have on Krypton, and you guys know the story already. Jor-El, he's the high of the Kryptonian High Council, discovers that the planet will be destroyed when its red sun goes into supernova. But of course, the other council members are dicks, and they don't believe him. But it actually came true, and there's an earthquake. Like, the entire planet is shattering. And Jor-El and his wife Loa send their infant son Kal-El to Earth on a spaceship as the planet Krypton is destroyed into tiny little particles. The ship lands near Smallville, Kansas, and is found by Martha and Jonathan Kent. You guys know this. You guys know the story. But they decided to adopt Kal-El and named him Clark, after Martha's maiden name, which I didn't know until until I looked it up, until I did some research on this movie. So yeah. So Jonathan tells Clark that he has to keep his superhuman powers away from the world, from the society, because the drill. If they find out about who he is, about what he really is, they're gonna start coming after him. And then Jonathan dies of a heart attack, because as you know, like from Man of Steel, Jonathan didn't die of a heart attack. He got killed by the tornado. But in this movie, it's of course from the heart attack, just like in the comics. So yeah, it's kind of different from that. So inside, Clark goes to, 18 years old Clark Kent is going to the Arctic Ocean. Sorry about that little, sorry about that little pause earlier. I was drinking some water. I took a quick sip of water. Where he went to the Arctic Ocean. And this green crystal builds the Fortress of Solitude. And the architecture resembles that of Krypton. Inside a hologram, Jor-El explains Clark's true origins. And then he leaves the fortress wearing a blue and red suit with a red cape. And then it kind of like, now it says after 12 years of educating him, so after 12 further years, actually, so 18 plus 12, I gotta do the math here. He would be like, if I do my math correctly, I think he's 30, like he's around the age of 30. So yeah, so he becomes a reporter at the Daily Planet in Metropolis. Clark meets and develops a romantic attraction to Lois Lane. Oh my god, yeah, and the that scene, and it was kind of like an homage, and Wonder Woman actually did sort of an homage to it, to Christopher Nolan, who the director Patty Jenkins said that she loved Richard Donner's Superman movie from this movie, so she loved it, which she did a little homage. Diana, Gal Gadot, Prince Diana, she does look like at some angles she does look like Clark Kent, like a female Clark Kent. But anyway, going back to this movie, that scene, the alleyway where the mugger like held Clark and Lois at gunpoint in the alley, and then and then the mugger the mugger tried to shoot, and then Clark catches the bullet, but he lies and tells Lois that he fainted, and then he opens his hand, and then there's the bullet in his hand. You guys know what I'm talking about. Oh my god, that's like one of the most memorable scene in this movie, like him catching the bullet, like at superhuman speed. Yeah, that was amazing. And then the smile on his face after Lois left, that was amazing. Oh my god. And then Lois becomes involved later on in the movie. She becomes involved in a helicopter accident, and then Clark, for the first time ever, suits up as Superman, and saves her. And then there's like a crowd gathering below, and they're all astonished by this superhero, this man who can fly. And by the way, props to Richard Donner and to everyone who worked on this movie to make it look like to make it look like a man could fly. I mean, of course, they had wirings and all that, wirings and strings and all that Christopher Reeve was attached to, but it looked really good for its time. I mean, right now it's outdated. I mean, with modern technology technology evolves, and movies, TV shows, movies, they get better and better. But for its time, it looked really impressive and amazing. So there you go. um, and then Lois calls him Superman, and then the entire world, and then like word spreads that about him calling of him being Superman. And then, meanwhile, Lex Luthor learns a joint from the U.S. Army and the U.S. Navy nuclear missile tests. Learns of a joint. He buys hundreds of acres of of desert land and reprograms one of the two missiles to detonate in the San Andreas Fault. And he discovered the meteorite from Krypton is radioactive and poisonous to Superman, and that is the first time get to know about the kryptonite. But yeah, oh my God, Otis, Eve Tessmacher. I remember the first time I watched this movie, Otis and Eve Tessmacher. I remember the first time I watched this movie. I had a huge crush on Eve Tessmacher. I thought she was hot and beautiful, and so is the actress playing her. She is. I mean, she is. And also Otis. Oh my God, that fucking goofball. Like, Otis is the reason. Like, Otis makes the movie more comedic than it should be. And I don't think that's a good thing, in my opinion, because it feels like every time I see Otis on screen, the movie just becomes ridiculous and cartoonish and goofy. Like him, I don't know, tripping on something or talking over Lex Luthor or at the same time as Lex Luthor. Fucking Otis. Tessmacher is horrified. Her mother lives in Hackensack. But Luthor doesn't care and leaves Superman to die. Like, he puts the kryptonite necklace on Superman and then pushes him. Or I think he pushes him inside like the giant pool, which, by the way, is just, I want to swim in that pool. Like, but anyway, Tessmacher helps Superman. He kisses him. Excuse me. Helps him. She throws the kryptonite down the drain, and Superman stops the missile. And also, she stops the missile. He stops the missiles. Superman was busy saving others. Lois Cars falls into one of the aftershocks of the missile explosions and the earthquakes, trapping her in her car filled with dirt and debris, man. And this is the first time, like, ever, because I don't think Superman ever had this ability, but I think it's just for the movie. But it was the ability to reverse time. Like, What the hell? Like, he he gets so, like, Lois dies, and then he gets sad and angry at the same time, and then he flies screaming and yelling in the atmosphere. He reverses time by flying around the planet. Oh my god. And then he saves Lois, he saves Jimmy, and he manages to defeat Lex Luthor and put him behind bars. Man. Okay, so now that I've got the story out of the way, let's move on with the cast. Marlon Brando as Jor-El. I mean, Marlon Brando, this actor, he's such an amazing actor. He's legendary. Like, we're talking about, like, legendary actors. He was in The Godfather. He was in The Godfather. What else? I can't remember. Oh yeah, and Apocalypse Now, Marlon Brando. But yeah, I mean, there's no question. There's no doubt. There's no question. There's nothing. The acting in this. The acting is amazing. And Christopher Reeve as Superman, like, he is Superman. Like, I love Henry Cavill. I think Henry Cavill is okay. I hope, I hope, like, Man of Steel and Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, I didn't like Superman. I didn't like his, I didn't like his Superman because he had this serious and stoic look on his face. Like, this is Superman we're talking about. He has to smile, like, he has to laugh, smile, but he's always so serious because the tone is so serious and it's all dark and gritty, whatever the fucking bullshit. But I'm glad that they actually lighten him up. That he actually smiles and makes a few jokes, and that he cracks a smile and laughs in Justice League. It's like one of the good things about that movie. But anyway, Christopher Reeve, he is the Superman that I know from the comics, that I grew up with, from, like, the cartoons and all that. He is Superman. Saving a cat out of a tree, of course. Of course, the superhero cliche. But yeah. And then Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor. Gene Hackman, like, the way he delivers his dialogue, like, I sense a bit of genius, a bit of intellect and brilliance in the way he delivers his dialogue, which fits well because he is playing Lex Luthor, and Lex Luthor is known for his intelligence. And then Margot Kidder as Lois Lane. She is Lois Lane. Like, oh my god. She is the Lois Lane that I know. Just like Christopher Reeve, she's the Lois Lane that I know from the comics. Like, this hardworking reporter. This hardworking reporter for the Daily Planet. And this hardworking reporter from the Daily Planet, but also she doesn't care. She doesn't care. She would do whatever it takes to get the story that she wants. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, she won't stop. She will do whatever it takes to get the story that she wants, that she needs. And that's what I love about it. I liked Amy. I think Amy Adams. I did get a little bit of that, I guess, in Amy Adams' Lois Lane. But yeah, come on, Margot Robbie. I feel like, yeah, she is Lois Lane. But yeah. And then we got some cameos from General Zod and his cohorts, who were sent to the Phantom Zone at the beginning of the movie. And we will get to see him in the second movie too. It's kind of setting up Superman 2. But anyway, that is it. That is all for my review for Superman. Pretty lengthy than what I wanted it to be. I wanted this review to be like less than 15 minutes, but I've been babbling on. But anyway, let me know what you thought about Superman. This movie, like, I loved it. This is I just love this movie. This is the movie that I grew up with as a child. This and the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, like, both of these are what got, this movie and the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies are what got me into comic books in the first place. I remember watching those movies and just running around my house, driving my parents crazy, pretending I was these superheroes. I mean, I got hurt physically. I think I got a concussion. Like, I jumped off the sofa like an idiot. But that's what any other little baby would do. That's what that's what a little kid would do. And act. But anyway, let me know what you thought about Superman, this movie. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video with your friends and family, and I will see you all in my next video.